So this is the National Inpatient Medication Chart. If we go back to the task you were required to do this week, it's important to look at all the different areas. So over here in the identification section, we can see that there was no name. There was only a portion of a name. There was no unit record number. What's required is 2 points of identification, but what is best practice is 3. That may be impossible in an unconscious patient. So name and UR number might be 1. Date of birth and UR number might be another. Best practice requires 3. If we go to the other section, we have an adverse drug reaction sticky here. We always need to take notice of that. Make sure we know what allergies the person may have. If we come down to the drugs area, you can see that if we start with furosemide, you check all of the sections. Have we got a date? Have we got a date? Have we got the medication name? Have we got a route? No, we don't have a route. Do we have a dose? Do we have a frequency? Indication isn't required, but it's best practice. Pharmacy is only signed if the pharmacist has come and reviewed the medication chart. Must always be a prescriber number, must always be a prescriber signature, and they must always print their name. Ideally, they would also put their telephone number here. They are also required to put a dosing time. Make sure that the time matches the frequency. In this case, we can see that it doesn't because the frequency says BD, which is twice a day, and we only have once a day time written down. So that would be another area. So we've come to furosemide, and it says no something with furosemide. We can see that there was no route with furosemide. If we come to span K, let's check again. We've got date, we've got medication, we've got route, we've got dose, we've got frequency. Frequency matches the times. Indication's not necessary, but best practice. Pharmacy only if they've seen it, but they don't have a prescriber signature. If we go to amoxicillin, we've got date, we've got medication, we've got route, we've got dose. What don't we have? Frequency. This is insufficient. We must have the frequency written here. We don't need indication, although it's best practice. We don't need pharmacy unless the pharmacist has come and reviewed it. We have a signature and we have the doctor's printed name. If we come up to the other section, ideally it would be good for them to write the date there. We have a date. This drug doesn't exist. We could infer that it's digoxin because of the dose. However, this is not a legal order and we must get this reviewed. So we don't have a drug name, we have a route, we have a dose, we have a frequency, we have prescriber's signature, and we have prescriber's name. The frequency matches the time written. However, we can't give it because of the fact that this isn't actually a drug. Does that make a little bit more sense? I hope so.